I think that with strategy, you need to, like right now, the way we kind of make decisions as a country, we tend to be very rigid around how we do things and a little bit opaque around our goals. And that's kind of the opposite to what a good strategy should be. And so I feel like, I mean, does anyone know what the clearly definable, measurable goal of our innovation ecosystem that we're all talking about is?
Is the one?
Exactly, like I think that the biggest change we could have would be to say, this is our goal, this is how we're going to measure it, and these are the people that are the participants in this ecosystem, these are their responsibilities, and have a way of measuring that, having a feedback mechanism, having an adaptive system, because of course, knowledge and technology is always going to advance us, we're always going to need to change our systems. But we should have a goal that we can all buy into, and that because then we know what to prioritise when things come on the agenda. We know, is that towards our goal or not? And so it's easier to make a decision. I don't feel like we know where we're going. We love the innovation ecosystem because we're in it and it's wonderful, but it's not in a clear direction.
What do you think, Jesse?
I agree with that, but I also feel like the previous speakers mentioned, people often very much look to government to guide the way and lead us in a direction. But I also feel like the support is there in the space I work with, Technology New Zealand, growth agencies like Icehouse, like Grow Wellington, which all receive government funding. The funding and the support is there. If we come up with a strategy and KPIs along the way to lead to a national direction, I don't know whether it'll pull away that creativity and that problem solving. I feel like we can space ourselves out. Does anyone feel along? I feel like we need to pick our own direction as problem solvers and go in that direction. And cumulatively, I suppose, in the end, it will come to that common goal.
You think the dead hand of the state might lay heavily upon you?
Potentially.
All right. Yeah. James?
I think there's a lot of support when you're actually in business. But previous to that, there's that whole period where you're like, well, I've got this idea, but do I do anything with it? And that's sort of when you need the most support. And for me personally, I had a lot of support from my family, my parents, who knew that I wasn't going to be the kid who just went to college and then went to university and did some job. I was always going to be the rebel, if you want.
Yeah.
And so they supported me through that. But if I was the same person with a different family, who didn't support me in the same way, or really wanted me to go to university for whatever reason, or be a doctor or whatever,
yeah,
I wouldn't have had that support.